Good morning, everybody. Welcome to SCZ Live. This morning we are at our American farm and we are here with zookeeper Kaylee and an amazingly beautiful cow that she's going to tell us about today.
Hi guys, so my name is Kaylee and I work here in the farms department, and I have with me today, this is Maddie, and she is one of our Highland cows. So Maddie came to us from another farm somewhere in Kansas, and then we have had her ever since then. When she was less than a year old, we got her. She is about to be 4 this end of December, so we would put her in that 3 age category. We don't have an exact date of when she was born in December, so I kind of just lump her with all those December babies. I'm kind of a December baby, so we kind of just hang out and do our birthday things together. So that's Maddie's kind of story, and you can kind of see she has this longer hair on her. She has it all over, but she has a lot on her face, and it kind of keeps her cool, keeps those flies from biting. You can see her eyes over here. She's a very mellow cow. She likes to be petted and brushed. You can see she's very relaxed and likes to hang out with me a lot. Sorry, I'll get that out of your eyeball.
So where does she originate from?
So Maddie is a Scottish Highland cow, so that would be in the land of Scotland, and they are kind of like a farm raised or like a pasture cow, so they kind of hang out in big lands, big herds, lots of area to roam around in and hang out in. The other purpose that they can be used for is beef, so that is another popular thing that they would be used for. For our situation, she's kind of just here to show you guys what a Highland cow would look like. So for her purpose, she comes out and meets people kind of like today, and just kind of learns, feels, gets the lay of the land, all those kinds of things. And then Maddie is, a lot of our breeds are on the Livestock Conservancy page, and so that's kind of where we can monitor them. And the Highland breed, which is what Maddie is here, is just graduated off of the watch list. So that means that there are plenty of them. There are plenty of farmers and other areas interested in them, and so we have probably 25,000 cows is roughly about how many there are out in the U.S. So they are not a concern anymore like some of our other breeds that you might see at the farms. She kind of is off the list, and so right now she's more of just a show piece, kind of again showing you what a Highland cow would be like. We can't all go to Scotland, so we'll bring a little bit to you guys. It is starting at fly season, as you can kind of tell, so she will be a little antsy. You can also see sometimes her fur will twitch, and that's kind of just shooing the flies off. Her tail is also working at the end, and so you can kind of see at the end, her tail back here is pretty long. It reaches almost to the ground, and when you move the tail, which she will most likely let me, it can kind of get to the back of her. So this is how she kind of gets the back end of her flies, keeping them all off of her. And then in the front, she can swing her head around, or she can roll and rub on it, and that'll help keep the flies off. And
so,
go ahead.
I'm sorry,
No.
she is just so mellow. Did you guys have to work with her a lot, or is that her personality?
This is definitely Maddie's personality. She is a definitely go with the flow kind of a cow. So we kind of have the inside joke at farms that they're slow or slower. And so she does not move very fast. It's very Maddie Highland time. So a lot of Highland cows like Maddie here are kind of that more docile, easygoing kind of a cow. So this is not uncommon to see, but I would put her kind of even more docile than what I would expect also.
I noticed she's chewing.
Yep.
And I'm going to assume that she's not chewing gum.
Correct.
Nope. I have not seen you feed her anything. What is she chewing on?
She is chewing on her, what we would call the cud. So when they are out in pasture, so she just came in a little bit ago, out in pasture they can get free choice hay, however much they want, however much they need, that kind of a deal. And so when they come in, sometimes you'll see them chewing their cud, and it's kind of just that regurge in a sense, and they're just doing a second time with it, and then it'll continue on.
Yeah, it's really hard for animals to get all the nutrition they need out of plants because of their cell walls. So they do have to chew it again to help break it down further and get more energy from it.
So the other time Probably Maddie's favorite time of the day is 2 o'clock, and I don't know if you guys watched that. We did do a demo, and you might have seen her. 2 o'clock is where they get most of their feeding time, and so that's where she gets her alfalfa, which is most of my cow's favorite food. And so what she does is she goes to her spot, she gets to eat the alfalfa, and then when she's all done, she gets let go to go hang out and gossip with the rest of the cows. Another favorite pastime of Maddie is she likes to be brushed. Because she is so mellow, you can see we do have her out on a halter and a lead, but there's no fence around her necessarily. She is choosing to kind of just hang out with us. There's not a lot of tension in the line. It's very loose, very slack. So because of that personality, we take advantage of it, and she is also brushed. So I did bring a brush with me today. This is probably her ultimate reward would be hanging out with us and getting the social interaction, but also being brushed by us is probably her absolute #1 favorite thing. And with having all the long hair, that's also another bonus to it, so we can keep up and make sure she's not having problems. There's no mats. We can keep a good eye on it. It helps us keep the winter coat off of her. It allows us, again, to check and make sure she's all healthy, she doesn't have any wounds, anything like that.
So, were they bred to have a long coat?
Yes, so Highlands, they are supposed to have this long hair. Obviously, just like us, it can come in a little shorter or a little bit longer, but her coat right now is pretty average. Again, we're coming up on summer, so it might be a little bit shorter just because of the summer heat and stuff like that. When we do come up on the summer, we also give her a personal fan. She has it in the barn. That helps her keep cool, but we don't shave it off. Whatever she sheds off is what she loses. So we don't do any extra. The extras we do is the brushing and the fan. So that's kind of how we keep the extra coolness to her in kind of those hot Kansas days. And she's aware of where all these things are, so we don't have to show her. We don't have to force her. Again, she gets the choice of where she wants to go with it. There's the spot, huh?
Do you use a special kind of brush, or?
So with this brush, I personally like this one. It has a good handle, but really it doesn't matter. These brushes, we have some soft ones. This one's more of a firm one, again, to help bring out that winter coat. But it really doesn't matter, and she really doesn't matter. As long as you're brushing her, interacting with her, touching her, she is golden. So she likes to hang out. She doesn't really care where she gets brushed. Sometimes we can brush the horns and kind of get some of that flakiness off. Again, we can brush the head right here, make sure she can be all pretty for the camera, anything like that. But her favorite spot right here is this neck, and you can see she's starting to relax a lot, kind of having that head hanging. You can see, I mean, if you get a good massage, that's probably what it feels like to her. So that good massage spot, and she just kind of goes limp and just kind of is whatever kind of a feeling.
I have been noticing her hooves, and I was thinking, you know, with horses, we have to do some work to keep their hooves healthy. Do we have to do anything with cows' hooves?
We do not. We do monitor them, but we cannot interact with them like we can with the horse, so they don't let us pick them up like you see with horses. So it's more of a visual that we do. When we do like vet procedures or any vet checkups, you know, we have yearly checkups for these guys, just like humans do. And so all of those checkups, we do look at them, but again, we try and keep it to a minimum of what is being interacted with so that we're not annoying her too much.
One of our friends just said that they have 14 Highlands, and they love to be brushed as well, and they said they're the best.
That's exciting to hear. Yeah, I definitely think that is a Highland thing. I don't think it's something specific you can say is a breed standard level, but I definitely think Highlands in general do enjoy that brushing, that interaction, all those kinds of things.
Is this color standard, or can they be more of a blonde? I mean, she's a gorgeous redhead.
Right, she is our lone redhead, so we do appreciate her. I would say that the red is more of your common, your typical, but they can come in blacks, they can come in the whites or creams, any of the roans, which is kind of the marblings, any kind like that. Those are all things that can come through. Most of the time, though, the ones I've seen have been more of a solid color than just a speckling level.
And can you tell us again why they would need to be brushed?
So the brushing is, for us specifically, it helps pull out that winter coat, so when we're transitioning seasons, it also allows us to get a good like tactile on them, so that if they have a medical problem, if they have a wound, you can kind of see there's a lot of hair. If you can't visually see it, the brushing and being able to close and tactile touch them allows us to see if they have any wounds that need to be addressed by the vet department.
Do you think that it also helps her trust you more and maybe bond?
Yeah,
with that.
So
that
definitely that brushing and that hanging out, interacting is all a bonding thing. I believe she would trust me. I'm her primary worker, so she definitely has a level of trust with me. I have a level of trust with her. You know, you guys are in close proximity to her, and I can read her body language on all the different interactions and feel comfortable, again, being close and around.
And can you tell us again how old she is?
So Maddie was born in December of 16, so 2016. We don't have an exact date of her, so I kind of just lump her with all the December babies. So she's about 3 years old. She'll be 4 this end of December in 2020.
And we have a question about her stomachs. Does she have the same internal anatomy that other cows have? Those multiple stomachs to help get that food broken down?
Yep, she definitely does. There's nothing different. She is a cow, and so her system is the same like all the other cows. She just visually looks different, but other than that, she works just like all the other cows. She is on that medium size of a cow, so she might look a little bit small to you guys, but she's considered a medium-sized cow. So she would be anywhere from that 900 pounds to like 1,000 to 1,100 kind of a deal like that. So she's more of a medium-sized cow.
I see. And can you tell us again where she hails from, where she comes from?
So Maddie is a Scottish Highland cow, and then so they are out in the Highlands, so in Scotland, just kind of free-roaming pasture cows out there.
And is it rainy there?
It can be, yes, very much so.
And so do you think that hair might help drive that water away from her skin and help her stay more comfortable?
Yes, definitely. I know for a fact when we get the Kansas water out here, we'll see her outside while all the rest of my cows are inside, because she really doesn't care that she's getting wet, because it does kind of just fall off the hair and propel away from her. So her underneath side will be nice and dry, but her outside, she looks like a wet dog.
Does she smell like a wet dog?
She does. Oh my goodness. When she gets wet, we all know where she's at, because she definitely smells like a wet dog.
Kara and Kaylee, one of the things that I noticed while I'm looking at the comments is how many people have said she is their favorite.
Yes.
Everything from she is our favorite cow to she is our favorite animal at the zoo. So thank you everybody for being Scotch Highland fans out there.
Yeah, that's exciting to hear. And so I'm glad we were able to also bring her out so you guys can kind of meet her a little bit more as well.
Right now we just have one, right?
Yes, we only have one right now. So we kind of are set up to only kind of have one of each. We don't have a lot of land to have multiples, so we don't have a bull right now. It is just Maddie, the one Highland cow.
And what about I know we don't have a bull, but what about breeding?
So she has made it to the age where we can start working on trying to get her bred. So with her and not having a bull, the other route that we go is through what's called artificial insemination. And so you pretty much have to go to a school, and there are a couple of us that are certified to do it, and you will insert the semen into the cow, and this is a method so that we do not have to house the bull. It's kind of more cost effective, there's not as much damage done to the farm, all those kinds of things like that. So again, Maddie right now is not pregnant, so she just is herself. But she has made it again to the age and to like that weight and all those good things we want to now start working on trying to get her bred.
Okay, so maybe someday in the future there could be a
Everyone
baby.
cross your fingers. We all want Highlands, so I'm pretty sure a fuzzy baby will look pretty cute out there.
I am not pretty sure. I'm 100% certain.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
I was a little biased.
100% certain.
Little biased.
Well,
So
we'd like to thank everybody, and especially Kaylee and Maddie, for coming out today. And remember, even though we're closed,